Tonight, we begin with a deep dive into RICO cases, two high-profile cases in particular that are playing out in Georgia. The trial of Atlanta-based rapper Young Thug started this week. His real name is Jeffrey Lamar Williams, and he is accused of being part of an organized crime group. He's also accused of violating Georgia's anti-racketeering and gang laws. The charges are similar to those that former President Donald Trump is facing. Back in August, Trump was indicted on 13 counts in Georgia in connection to his alleged efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election in the state. Both Young Thug, or Williams, and Trump have pleaded not guilty to their respective charges. Williams' case is one that Trump's lawyers are likely watching closely. Both cases are being prosecuted by Fulton County DA Fani Williams. Joining me tonight to break all of this down is former federal prosecutor Rick Convertino. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So for those who don't know, you've talked a lot about this. In the past, with the Trump indictment, you explained these RICO cases are interesting. What is RICO, for those who don't know?
Racketeering Corrupt Organization Act. Racketeering Influenced Corrupt Organization Act goes by the acronym RICO. It's a incredibly powerful tool that the prosecutor has at hand to show it traditionally was enacted in order to fight traditional organized crime or Italian organized crime. In 1972, it was enacted by Congress in order to go after the enterprise or the group as opposed to each individual. So you're a member of the group is a criminal organization or enterprise, and anything that comes from, anything that derives from the criminal enterprise can be charged as an individual RICO or RICO conspiracy.
So kind of makes it easier to cast a wider net for a group of defendants.
Much easier. You can think of it, Shana, as a spoked wheel where you have a wagon wheel with the spokes that come out. The RICO enterprise would be the hub of the spoke, and all of the individual spokes would be the defendants. Now, each defendant need not know what other defendants are doing, need not even know that there are other defendants involved in the enterprise. So it's a very powerful tool to go after the enterprise and the individuals involved in the group or organization.
Yeah. Now, this case, the Young Thug case, could have implications beyond the music industry. Very different cases, obviously, the former president and Williams's case. But what do you think Trump's lawyers are going to be watching for as the same prosecutor is using this same RICO statute to prosecute both cases?
Yeah, interestingly enough, not only are they the same prosecutors that are going after both cases, but in some cases they're the same lawyers. So there are lawyers involved in the Young Thug case that are also representing people in the Trump conspiracy RICO case as well. So they're looking for consistencies in the presentation of the evidence, weaknesses, the way that a prosecutor handles cooperating witnesses is very important, because that's really the key in any conspiracy case. In the Young Thug case, in the YSL case, they have co-conspirators in that case. There are three main co-conspirators along with Mr. Williams, who formed the organization or the group or the RICO enterprise. Two of them have pled guilty. So you're going to have presented at trial, you're going to have two of these co-defendants who are going to say, yes, there is an enterprise. Yes, this is how it existed. Yes, this is what the purpose of it for. Well, how do you know? I know because I formed it. Who did you form it with? I formed it with Mr. Williams, who's sitting as the main defendant. So that's a lot to overcome as a defendant in a RICO trial.
Yeah, and as different as the cases are, can we assume that Fani Williams, the lawyers that are on both cases, are going to be taking notes, things that don't work out so well for them, things that do work out well for them in the Young Thug case? They'll be taking notes for Trump's prosecution, correct?
Yeah, sure, of course. Of course, mistakes that they make or holes in the case that they may make that have just a general overview in the prosecution or the presentation of a RICO case, they can shore up in the second case as well. Yeah, so they'll be looking for ways to improve, and the defense will be looking for ways to magnify the holes in the prosecution's case. Remember, a prosecutor has to build the house, and they have to put the doors on and the frame and the windows. The defense attorneys just have to break the doors down, throw a few rocks through the windows, make it look like it's shabby and shaky.
Yeah.
They don't have to knock the whole house down in order to get an acquittal or a hung jury.
A high burden for the prosecutors.
It is. Another thing you mentioned, a high burden.
Yeah.
There's a key difference in the RICO case in Georgia. The RICO case in Georgia when they passed the statute in Georgia, there's a presumption of admissibility of indicia of membership or prior bad acts in the Georgia case. That's converse to a federal RICO case or a state case like the Michigan RICO case, where there's a presumption that evidence is not admissible unless it substantially outweighs the prejudicial value. So there's a balancing act of whether things like in the YSL case or the Young Thug case, whether or not those lyrics will come in.
Right, fascinating part of that case.
Yes, because Mr. Williams is saying, well, that I have a First Amendment.
That's
a First
art.
Amendment.
He's saying that's just art. It's not evidence.
Right. It's a core First Amendment value, and I can say those things in order to promote my records and to promote my viewpoints on what it's like to be a member of this community. Because that's what he's saying it is. What it's like to be raised in this environment, and he talks about murdering the 12 that language is converted to mean, murdering a police officer. The 12 is representative of police officers in the slang of the gang language. And so that's all he's saying he's doing. Now, the prosecutor is saying, no, that is essentially a defendant's statement or admission. You're telling us what the organization is about. You're telling us what the organization does. And you're doing so because you're a member of the organization. And the difference is, and the important difference is, in Georgia under the statute, that's presumed to be admissible. For instance, in Michigan or in federal law, it's presumed to be not admissible. And so there's a key difference there under the Georgia statute as to why it's easier to present this kind of evidence and why it's more disadvantageous for the defendant.
Fascinating. So there could be some big implications. I mean, if they decide that this is evidence, what would that mean for other music, for books, for television?
Well, the prosecutor,
Georgia,
the prosecutor in Georgia said, don't be stupid enough to admit your crimes in a rap lyrics. That was her quote. And so these still are protected speech in books and in songs, etc. As long as they're not tied into criminality or an admission pursuant to the RICO statute. So that's the main difference.
All right.
Yeah.
Fascinating information. Thanks so much for joining us
for having
today.
me.
Former federal prosecutor Rick Convertino. Always appreciate your insight.
Thank you.